All right, world. This is a absolute treat. This is the man right here. This guy, Matt Caputo, is the principal of Priori, right?
Correct.
And if you ever want to know anything about Kraft's chocolate, I mean the best of the best, bean to bar, pretty much bean to bar, really, they're not necessarily always bean to bar, manufactured chocolate, this man probably found it and brought it to your front door. So we all owe a huge indebtedness to this guy for finding unbelievable stuff, and he has made Salt Lake City probably the capital of great chocolate in the United States, which is absolutely amazing. Really, thank you for all of us that like it. It's an easy one-stop shop to come to Salt Lake City and see half the great chocolate makers in the U.S.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about, first of all, how did you get started? How did this amazing company get formed? Because your connections to the world of chocolate are unbelievable.
Well, thank you for saying so, and you're very kind to say so. But so I got started actually as a cheesemonger who was doing the chocolate buying. I actually realized at one point that while our cheese selection was great, that our chocolate set was really not good at all. And so I educated myself, I read books, I went to trade shows, and along that process I became absolutely obsessed with chocolate. And then when I decided to procure, 20 of the world's best brands that I had found out about and become quite passionate about, I realized that I would now have to add 20 new vendors, meet 20 new minimums, and ship from all over the country and the world, and that it was going to be really, really difficult. Not like procuring cheese where you can pick one or two distributors and fill up your cheese case with 200 of the world's best cheeses. So we found there was a gap in the market, and we wanted to provide access to retail buyers for Kraft chocolate, a very important thing to me.
Do you have a store itself, or is it really just, are you just distributing all this stuff?
My father has a store called Tony Caputo's Market in Deli. We have 4 locations in Salt Lake City, Utah with strong chocolate sets. But A Priori is completely a wholesale company. We are focused on servicing retailers with chocolate. So we have 35 of the world's best chocolate brands in our catalog, everything from Vietnam to France to Reykjavik, Iceland. And we're very focused on bringing those chocolates into our warehouse in Salt Lake City and distributing it out all over the country.
And do you travel the world to find these people? How do you find these great brands?
Yeah, I mean, just like a cheese buyer finds cheese, it's something you're passionate about, it's something that you're involved with, and you go to trade shows, you taste samples, you read books, you read trade publications, and you just are immersed in it. So it kind of finds you, you find it, I don't know which,
And do you try to find new ones every year? I mean, do you have the same? There aren't that many new ones popping up, I would presume, every year.
But there's new ones popping up every day. I mean, it seems like every day we get samples sent to us from some new Kraft chocolate maker. But really, we don't have goals to add a certain amount of brands. Our goals are to work with brands that we're very passionate about. And before we add a new brand, we want to make sure that we're doing our job for the chocolate producers that we already represent, because these are Kraft chocolate makers that we're very passionate about, and we want to make sure that we make them happy.
So there's Valorona, there's Calabo, there's Guitar. Do you work with them as well, or are you really only working with the guys that are making, they're doing the chocolate itself, the Kraft guys?
We have some that aren't bean to bar producers, but we do work with Valorona, and they are a bean to bar producer. They make their own chocolate. We do not work with Calabo, but we've, the drive of our company and what we're about is Kraft chocolate makers focusing on bean to bar. And so as we add more and more brands, like the ones we've added recently, Fruition, Brasstown, Axon, we're really focused on people that have that core of the Kraft chocolate movement in their soul. So.
Is there one of the you have a bunch of brands on the wall here? Walk over here so we can hear you. Yeah. But there's is any one of these like a breakout? I mean, Amano I've seen all over the place now. He's taken off like crazy.
They're by far the most award-winning chocolate maker in America. You go on their website and you go to the awards page and then scroll down and down and down. It's like they didn't try and save any awards for anybody else.
Right.
And there goes raining chocolate.
And there goes it is raining chocolate. I didn't do that. Yeah. And who do you think? Who's the next big breakout? Can you tell? When you get it, do you know which one's the next one's going to take off?
Yeah, I mean, we get to see what's selling, right? So Dick Taylor, Kraft chocolate maker from Eureka, California, just absolutely blowing up. And it couldn't happen to two nicer guys. The ethos of their brand is true through and through, and they're just amazing people. Sometimes the good guys do win, and they're a perfect example of that.
Great.
Maru from Vietnam, definitely just, I mean, from the packaging, each color, corresponds to a different growing area in Vietnam. just cacao beans and sugar. It's really a fantastic brand, and it's performing really well.
Oh, yeah, these guys are good too.
Oh, Almaday, huge for us. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about each brand at length for hours. I love all these producers. So it's and this is just a small selection of what we have. With 35 brands, we have over 500 different chocolate bars in our portfolio, and it's by no means exhaustive. There's lots of other good chocolate makers out there, but these are some of the ones that we're most passionate about and the ones that we want to broaden access for in the U.S. Retail industry.
Is Salt Lake City a great place to distribute from? I mean, it seems like it's...
Yeah, it's where I was born and raised, so I'm not moving anytime soon. I love to ski. That's where my family is.
Right.
And but yeah, it's pretty centrally located, so, with our distribution model, it works really well for us. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, you don't have a website that consumers can buy from directly, do you?
We don't. There's lots of our customers that do. Like my father's shop, caputosdeli.com would be a good one to go to.
Okay.
But there's lots of other shops out there, like World Chocolate. What else?
On your site, can you see the brands you represent? Do you have a consumer area?
A Priori, you can see our catalog. It's just aprioriddistribution.com. You can see our catalog there, but we don't do any direct-to-consumer sales.
Okay, that's fine. They can see kind of what you're representing and a little information about our link to those guys.
There's lots of other good chocolate sites out there. Ollie & Pops has one. Choco Curve. Chocosphere has a great website for chocolate.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Matt. As I said, Matt is the brainchild behind this whole distribution company that is really, it is made a market in the United States that was well needed.
Yeah.
And thank you for doing that for all of us chocolate eaters out there.
Appreciate it.
Again, this is Joe Harburg from the Fancy Food Show in San Francisco. We'll get back to you later with the next big